Hi friends. Sorry my voice. I haven't slept and my cough kept me up all night. Such is the way of things. But I don't know, I felt like I should say something here. I posted something on my TikTok, which there's a good chance people who follow me on YouTube don't even know I have a TikTok, but I do. And TikTok is now going away. So I did announce there that I do have a YouTube account, and we'll see how many people come over from there. But it is this weird thing because they feel very separate to me, but I could never do this without having done that. Because I was petrified of ever, honestly, even posting reviews on like Letterboxd, which is a great site if you love movies, was kind of scary. Because I'm like, no one wants to know your opinions. No one cares. Shut up. Because I just, I was the weird movie kid who like wouldn't shut up about stuff that no one else cared about, to be fully honest. And I always, I loved movies, but I never loved the right movies. I never loved the movies everyone wanted to talk about. I tried, I did, but it was never the right ones. Even my friends were fellow nerds, and I love the fellow, like the nerd stuff we got into, and I've, been to many conventions for various things, but still, those ones that I always got so passionate about, they're always the ones no one ever wants to talk about. So I got peer pressured into actually going on TikTok for the first time. Back during the 2020 of it all, since I was stuck at home because Disney, no one was working. So randomly one day, I was just like, I had just organized my theater, and I'd organized my movie collection, which looked very big and impressive because I used to have a spending problem back in my like late teens. So I just showed off my collection, and then I'm just like, you know what, I'll just make a little movie recommendation video for the last thing I watched. I just watched something weird. Unbeknownst to me, what I had watched is a Czech new wave film called Daisies from the 60s, which apparently was very big on Tumblr, which I didn't know. It just so happened to be the last movie I watched. So I post it, and suddenly a ton of people see this little video that I never thought anyone would see, which was a blessing and a curse because it was only a minute long, so I had to fill in a lot of information into just a minute, and I tried to go a little bit in depth into like the sort of politics of the film, and it got cut off short, so people thought that it became a big misunderstanding, and people thought that I believed that the movie was banned in Czechoslovakia at the time because of a food fight, when I knew, because that's what the movie blamed it on, when I knew in fact it was because it was showing young girls being promiscuous and doing whatever they wanted, but they claimed it was because they have a food fight and there was supposedly a food shortage at the time. Anyway, it led to me constantly having to deal with, like, even, like, years afterwards, people going, like, that wasn't true. I'm like, I know it wasn't. I had a minute to fit information in. I just stated that's why they banned it, and not that I knew it was not true. Anyway, that's a ramble. See, even in these little things, I gotta ramble. Part of why I thought no one would ever care about what I had to say, because I can never stop rambling. So, within a week, I suddenly had, like, 10K followers. Because at the time, it was the pandemic, and everyone was on TikTok. And then over time, I got up to like a little over 40,000 followers on there, and it was amazing. It felt super unreal, and everyone was so kind. And I just got to share these weird little movies that I loved to watch. That I got all these great. Honestly, my favorite responses were people going like, "I never heard of that. I'm gonna go watch that now," and that felt amazing because some of these movies that I was always worried were gonna disappear because no one cared about them were suddenly getting people to watch them, and that was amazing. I had some people constantly going like, "Oh, don't tell the younger generation about this movie. It's for us." Like, go fuck yourself. No, if people stop watching it, then it goes away. Art can't be loved if it's not seen, you idiots. Sorry, heater. So anyway, I always wanted to do YouTube as well, but I was too nervous. I would show my face way more than I thought I ever would on TikTok. I was always mortified when I showed my face, especially at the time. I know what I look like now, but it was bad because I have a slight dermatillomania where I'll pick at things, so I had like a bunch of spots on my face for that. So it was like, my anxiety was just always getting to me, but I thought maybe one day I'd have a YouTube. So I did make this YouTube account thinking, oh, maybe I'll use it one day, but probably not. And then I wanted to see if I could edit. And so I decided so I was getting weirdly into this guy, Ren, and decided to just like, oh, well, he just came out with a video with this guy, Chris Webby, Baggage. So I've never reacted to anything before, and I don't quite know how to do it, but I'll just record something and see if I can edit something in CapCut, because I'd only ever edited inside of the TikTok app. So I just decided to throw something together and put it on, and then like got really wonderful responses of people, once again, me being completely flabbergasted at the concept of people giving a shit about what I was saying. It's very strange to me. It still is. It always will be. So, yeah. So then I just kind of have kept doing it. And it's something that I didn't think I would ever do. Because I'm not really talking about movies on here very much, which I feel almost guilty about. And I want to start talking more about film on here. I actually want to start doing this thing. We'll see if it works out. Because I'm trying to get myself into watching movies again, which I've been out of for a while because my ADHD has gotten really bad. But I was going to start, like, basically focusing on 1 year of film and just suddenly go, like, my favorite films of that year and kind of go in depth into them. Stuff that I don't even know if anyone would care about, but I would care about. I'd at least be proud of doing them. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make a video to signify, like, hey, there might be some people coming over from my TikTok. I do this now sometimes, and it's been really fun. I don't know how to, like, because I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about music. I mean, I listen to music, but I don't know anything about it. And I don't know anything about a lot of things, but I know all I can do is just say whatever I feel, and people have been really kind about it. And yeah, I'm a super tiny little baby channel, and maybe I'll never get even bigger. Maybe I'll never even reach 1,000. That's okay. It's been really cool, and so I hope to continue it here. I'm going to be, I've like hundreds of TikToks that I am just gonna slowly keep putting into my TikTok or my YouTube Shorts thing. So those will keep popping up. Sometimes you'll see my movie recommendations that I'm making all the time. Those are old. I will be putting in new ones as well. You'll usually probably be able to tell with their length. Because the old ones a lot of them are from that minute time period. So I'm just like talking crazy fast. But yeah, I don't know. I guess thank you if you came over from TikTok. Hi if you're new from YouTube. You guys are amazing. And that's all I have to say. It's just like, thanks for bothering to listen to a very anxiety-ridden girl who just likes to view the world through a movie lens, a movie screen, for no real reason, just because I just think that you can see so much humanity in the world that way. And now I've gotten to explore like music videos and stuff through it, and it's really, really cool. So there you go. As always, which I would do on TikTok, like, I take requests for music videos. I'll also take requests on if anyone wants me to check out a certain film to talk about in the recommendations or reviews stuff, which I used to do all the time, and I want to get back into doing more of. I've got a couple lined up to do. So yeah, that's all. Just thanks for hanging out with me as always. Yeah, I do have a reaction coming out today. Chaperone. I'd never ever seen one of her music videos before. Yeah, I was surprised. Bye everybody.